Hello everybody, this little video is going to show you where the novels are and how to cite from them. Okay, so I'm in the textbook novels and Contact Kevin Student Lounge module, which I usually will keep at the top next to the current module, the current weekly module. But let's go to textbooks. You'll notice that the composition textbooks are here. They're free. I have you refer to them throughout the semester. Here are the novels. Notice that I have the online novel for To Kill a Mockingbird and for I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. However, I think that the online gets wonky sometimes, so I suggest that you buy your own copy of the book, the novel, or open the PDF here, download it on your computer so you can have access to both of them. But right now I want to show you how you're going to cite them. So let's go to Kill a Mockingbird. I'm going to open the PDF. I don't want to download it. I want to open it here. So if you click here, it's going to download it. I just want to open it within Canvas. So once it's loaded, I'm going to show you a few things. So if you look up here, it says page 1 of 257. This is what you will use to cite with. Okay. Now if you use the novel, these page numbers will be different, but if you don't use this PDF and you choose a different novel, make sure that you can screenshot the quote that you use and the page number, or you may have to record with your phone if you have the real book. You can record, this is the novel I'm using, teacher, open to page 43, and here is the highlight, or here is the quote that I used, because you are going to have to back up your information. Okay, so here's the book. Let's say that we want to quote, when enough years had gone by to enable us. This is about Jem and how he was injured when he was a young boy. So this is how you would do this. You would, in the novel it states that when enough years, so I'm using a direct quote, I'm taking it word for word out of the novel. And then here, notice it's a quote, there's no period. The period goes after, this way the readers know that the citation Harper Lee, oh boy, excuse me guys. Harper Lee, it should be the last name only. Sorry, it's early. So last name only, Lee, page 1. And when I come in here to verify, I will know that it's on page, let me put space there, page 1. Okay, obviously if I took this quote from page 44, it would be Lee 44. There is no P period needed for page or PG period needed for page. So let's say that we're getting further on into the semester and you want to quote again. Let's say, Dill blushed and Jem told me to hush. Again, direct quotes. You're not allowed to paraphrase in my class. Paraphrasing is very akin to AI. So if you paraphrase, I will not grade it at all. It's a 0. I want direct quotes only. In the real world, is paraphrasing better? Yes, because a paraphrase allows you to put your own taste on it, your own flavor, so it fits more, it meshes better with your actual writing. But I want direct quotes only in my course. So again, let's say we direct quote Dill blushed over here to contentment. It would be quote Lee, page 6. Parenthesis Lee 6, parenthesis period. There is no page or PG period needed. If it's a page, nothing's needed. If it's a paragraph, let's say this was paragraph 7 in an article, then we would put par, P-A-R, period, 7. So it would go Lee, par, period, 7, and then the page number, or I'm sorry, page 6, because that's where, oh, I said it's paragraph 7, sorry about that. And any reading you have in my class that I put up, I will put like a 1, a 2, a 3. That way you know what paragraphs they are. But again, for the books, if you use the PDFs, the pages come from here. If you use a different novel or you don't use my source, be prepared to have a screenshot, or you will have to record yourself using your phone. This is my novel. Turn to page 6. Here's the quote. And then I'm good with that. And then you're going to have to show me the edition, because if you're putting that it's the 1988 edition, you're going to have to show me that on the book in the novel. All right, and let's go over. So these showed you how to do the in-text citation, the direct quotes, again, no paraphrasing. Here, if you use the PDF, use it just like it's a regular book. That's okay with me. Lee Harper, To Kill a Mockingbird, in italics. Who published it? Grand Central Publishing, 2010. Again here, for example, page 26 of 257, you would lose Lee 26. And again, if you're going to use the PDF, which I recommend for I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, it's the same as To Kill a Mockingbird. This will be in the works cited. Angelou Maya, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, in italics, Ballantine Books, and then 1997. If you're using a different book, this will be different, and I will ask you for proof. Everything is proof. And again, guys, I'm stressing this, no paraphrasing. Students who paraphrase, that is a clear sign of AI, because paraphrasing is harder to do than direct quoting. All right, and let's take a look here. Okay, if you choose the online version, I'm actually going to not, if you want to read the online version, that's fine, but I want you to quote from the PDF. No, I'm going to take this out, guys. I don't want it. I want to be able to find the exact page where the quotes come from. The online novel, if you read it, is broken down by chapters. So if you look here, excuse me while I pull this over. Instead of quoting a page number, you would put Lee chapter 1. I'm not going to look through a whole chapter. So for the in-text citations, follow the PDF for the page numbers, because I'm going to be looking up everything. I have a lot of students, but I have to look up everything. The cheating has gotten so bad, it's horrible. So, I mean, look, for an AI paper, I can probably grade that in 30 seconds. But it bothers me anyway. I'm not teaching. I think you're learning more from the feedback I give you versus just using AI. And eventually you're going to hit a wall. You're going to have an employer who wants you to actually write, and you won't be able to if you keep using AI. So, and besides, it's cheating. It's immoral. That's on you. That's not on me. And I can guarantee you that if you don't do well in my course in the beginning and you get help from me, you will pass the course. I'd rather help somebody learn how to write rather than just get AI regurgitated to me. Okay, excuse me. The next point is I use videos in this class because they're very good. This one about race and ethnicity, if you quote it, you quote the words in the video and then you put the timestamp. Instead of putting a page or a paragraph or a chapter, you would just put the time. So let's say this isn't by Lee, but let's say it was, and say you're going to quote minute 2. So according to blah, 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 quote, parenthesis, Lee 2:00 for the time where I can find it, parenthesis, period. You don't need a page, you don't need a number, just, or chapter, just need the time stamp. And if you want to put 2 to 2:15, so I'll know it went from minute 2 to 2:15, that's fine. Okay, that's the way to quote that. And then the last thing I need to show you is how to quote the articles that I give you within the modules. In week 4 module, here is an article you will have to use to complete the discussion board, and I'm going to show you. So I've given you everything here, discussion, so definitions of new race and ethnicity categories. So here, notice that everything is broken down. All right. So since there are no page numbers for this website, use section and title of the section. For example, section white. So if you're here and you're quoting the definition of white, I want you to put section, SEC, period, and then white. If you quote from individuals are at risk for designated, individuals are asked to first designate ethnicity. If you will use that, just put SEC, period, designate ethnicity, something that I know where you are, okay? And then this article came from, and I'm giving it to you, the Institute of Educational Science. Here's the title. Notice that the title is not in italics this time. It's not a novel, it's an article, and we're finding it within the National Center of Educational Statistics. So remember, the italics portion is the container, the holder. What's coming out of this holder? This article. And then this is what I want you to put here. So this is how you would cite this in the works cited. This is how you'll cite it in the in-text citation. So this one will be section, SEC, period, whites. Sometimes I will have paragraphs labeled. Then it would be PAR, period, okay, and then 1, or PAR, period, 2. So you're going to take a quiz on this. Make sure you know this, how to do this well. Thank you.